Our first stretch is the cat-cow. In the tabletop position, begin by arching your back up towards the ceiling, tucking your chin into your chest. As you transition, drop your belly button towards the ground and lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Transition again, back to the beginning, as if someone was pulling a string up on your back, up towards the ceiling. Arch, arch, arch. Then drop your belly button down so you get that nice tilt in your pelvis. And as you transition, don't forget to breathe. Next stretch is just a hip opening stretch. You're making big circles with one leg as you balance on the other. Opening as big as you can, nice big circles. This helps your mobility in your hips. From a different angle, you're going to perform the same thing on the other side. Nice big circles, opening those hips. Notice how my back stays flat and I stay in that tabletop position. Giving your wrist a break, you'll sit back in a child's pose position. This is a great stretch for your lower back. It also gives a nice stretch in your upper back as well. You're going to perform the child's pose again, just separating your knees so you get a little more inner thigh this time. You get a little deeper in the stretch as well. Back in tabletop position, this is thread the needle, reaching through and pushing your shoulder into the ground. This is a great stretch for your shoulder capsule and for tension in your upper back. This also gives a mild twist to your spine, which also helps reduce tension. This thoracic rotation stretch is great to increase the mobility in your upper back. The biggest culprit of stiffness between our shoulder blades is poor posture. Again, we have the child's pose, but this time you're performing it to the side or laterally. This gets you a nice long stretch on the outside of your body. Pushing up through your hands and arching your back, this is a cobra stretch, which helps stretches out your abdominals and also stretches down deep into your hip flexors. The quad stretch is very important for the mobility of your hips. Having tight quads and hip flexors in the front can cause unwanted knee pain and lower back pain. Sitting too much and poor posture are the biggest reasons for tight hip flexors and tight quads. Grabbing behind your knee and laying your opposite leg flat, pull your knee up towards your chest, getting a nice lower back stretch. Now grab the outside of your knee and pull it across your body towards the ground. Open up your chest by laying your opposite arm flat, palm up, and look the opposite direction. This is a great spinal twist stretch. Again, grab behind the knee and pull that knee across your body, twisting your spine, starting with your lower back. Open up your opposite hand, palm up, and look the opposite direction to get a nice upper back stretch as well. Lastly, pull both of your knees tight up towards your chest. Roll your ankles to help improve your ankle mobility. This piriformis stretch is super important to alleviate tightness in your hips. Crisscrossing your legs, pull both of your ankles towards you. You'll get a nice deep stretch in both of your glutes. Various athletic activities or exercises can cause tightness in your piriformis, but the most common cause of tightness is prolonged sitting. Grabbing the bottom of your feet and then pulling your knees down towards the ground outside your body. This is the happy baby pose. It's a great stretch for your lower back and it helps open your groin and inner thighs. Bring both your knees up to your chest and then drop them down to the side for this spinal twist. Place both of your arms out to the side with your palms up, looking the opposite direction. In the kneeling position, tuck your hips under and slightly push them forward to get a nice hip flexor stretch in the back leg. Rock back, point your toe up, and straighten that leg to get a nice hamstring stretch. For an even deeper stretch, place your hands on the inside of your feet and press your hips down into the ground for the sprinter stretch. You'll get a deeper stretch in your back leg hip flexor and your front leg inner thigh. The pigeon pose is a kneeling back bend that gets you an extra deep stretch into your piriformis and your glute muscles. You can adjust the placement of your foot depending on the tightness of your hips. Placing your foot lower makes it easier. Placing your foot higher makes it more challenging. Now switch legs and perform the same 4 stretches on the opposite side, starting with your hip flexor. Tightness in your hamstrings and in your hips overall is actually the #1 reason why your lower back may hurt. If coming down to your forearms is too difficult during the pigeon pose, you can always have your arms straight. Just come down as low as you can. Sitting crisscross style for the torso twist will get you a little deeper of a stretch. Performing torso rotation exercises like this one are great for improving your mobility in your abdominals, your obliques, and your back. By having your legs crisscrossed for this lower back stretch, you get an even deeper stretch into your hips. Clasping your hands together, reach high above your head, taking a nice deep breath. Now clasp your hands together behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades together to stretch out your chest. To stretch your triceps and your shoulders, reach one hand down your upper back and pull that elbow back using your other hand. Repeat this with the opposite arm. Sitting nice and tall, cross one leg over the other with the knee bent. Place your elbow on the outside of that knee and twist using your elbow as leverage. For the V-sit, separate your feet as far apart as you can. Then take a deep breath, exhale, and reach through. This gives you a nice stretch through your inner thighs and your hamstrings. Inhale, exhale, repeat the stretch. This stretch is great for alleviating tension in your neck, your shoulders, and your upper back. Most of us carry our stress here. Gently pull your neck to one side as you pull your opposite shoulder down to get a nice stretch in your neck. For different angles of the stretch, you can tilt your chin down towards your chest, then tilt your chin up towards the sky. Again, pulling that shoulder down away from your ear, pull your neck the opposite direction. Tilt your chin down, and then tilt your chin up for different angles of the stretch. Lastly, perform shoulder rolls. Lift your shoulders all the way up towards your ears and all the way down towards the ground in big circular motions backwards.